Okay guys, here we are. The final video of the Pfalz E1, that is Eindecker, one wing fighter, First World War. I've got this cunningly set up now guys. I put 3 layers of masking tape so as if I should slip it won't go through the tissue. And I'm going to use the edge of the tape, excuse me, I'm going to use the edge of the tape as my guide. So let's just see if this works. It's through. Okay, let's have a look. Not too bad. I'm going to stitch that on there. I think what I'm going to do is to hold it on with some sticky tape. I found some nice nylon thread. It's got sort of a silver hue to it. So that's going okay. It's pretty solid actually, considering it's not got no glue on it. Hasn't got any glue on it, so that's that stitched on. Oh, hello, Pete Millwood. Sending me a message. Good evening, Peter. Let's line things up a bit. And offer the wings up. Here's one I prepared earlier. Tissue on the side of the fuselage. I've tried picking it. It's bonded as one with the fuselage, so I've done lots of hundreds of little pinprick holes just for the glue to penetrate a little bit. So I'm going to use aliphatic on this, and here we go. The mating face of the main spar is this one, so most of that will come off when I push it through. So I'm going to put some actually on the wood it goes onto. So I'm just going to put some glue on the inside there. A momentous moment. There we are. In she goes. Yeah. There it is. I'm going to let that dry overnight and then think about rigging etc. tomorrow. Very pretty. Of course it will just hinge up if I put a... There we go. How about that? Yeah, very nice. Morning guys. I've made quite good progress. Let's have a look at her. There you go. So glued the wings on yesterday evening. They're nice and set. Just ran some glue in on the stitching for the elevator. So that's fixed in position. But now I'm working on the rudder hinge. Got nice loads of throw there, but there's a tail skid which glues in here, a slot, and then the bottom of the hinge post is picked up inside the tail skid. It goes like that, it goes like that, and then that hole there. So approximately there. I'm going to epoxy it in the end there and leave this part of the hinge unglued so it can turn freely. Okay, put a little bit of epoxy around the base of that. That's turning nice and freely. Right, you find me going to bind the undercarriage to the bottom of the plane. So what I'm doing, I'm only using the outer holes and I'm coming around the front of the former, because originally it was, I've got holes drilled either side, but as I can't put the needle up from the bottom, I'm doing it this way. I have curved needles at my disposal, but they're too big to go through the holes diameter wise. Okay, all four are now sewn on and CA'd. Feels pretty stiff, pretty as one with the plane. Here's a little tip for you: don't watch YouTube videos while you're doing it, because you end up going around the wrong side of the axle. So I've actually done 2 of them twice, so I've done 6 in effect. So I blame Ian, RC Exploits. You distracted me on one of them, and the Petrinsic brothers, you distracted me on the other. See you in a minute. Got the rudder hinged, which I'm quite pleased with. It works okay. There's the servo, and I've crimped it off. That one there, I've crimped it off with 2 little pieces of aluminium tube. But I'm just working on the elevator, just threading it down, tied a needle on the end. I've drawn a line where the servo is and where the control horn is, so I know where it comes out in the fuselage. And I'm just dropping it down. I've put a pin on the end, or a needle, and I'm just using a magnet to pull it down the fuselage. That dropped down. Pass that through the horn. Now I know Terry, you said take it down through and back and through, but it really doesn't need to be that. The other side, I've just pulled it through, and 1 crimp is enough to hold it. I know it's held really well because I tried sliding it down into a slightly different position, and it's really difficult. Okay, now what I kind of planned on doing was just making it just very loosely crimped so as I could slide up and down, but I crimped it very gently, and even that was enough to hold it. So I'm going to get it pretty much the correct place, about there. That hopefully will allow it to slide in a minute, just for fine tuning. Line it up with the horn, line it up down there, and then draw a line. I'm going to exit somewhere on that line, and that's determined by this side. Goes down to there. That comes out right there, right through the plate at the back. Here we go. Won't need very much throw at all, being all flying, so I'm happy with that. So I've got 3 lines on the bottom and just 1 line on the top. Excuse me, I've just pasted on these little black pieces where the rigging wires go through, top and bottom. It's a nice little detail, it's worth adding this sort of thing. Made this Oberusel engine that sits on this shaft. Gee, I wonder if I ought to put a bit of oil on there before it sits on the shaft. It's just looks rather realistic, doesn't it? It's only that thin, and that's the back of it. It's got a front and a back, but there simply wasn't enough room on the in the cowl. So I'll just put a light bit of machine oil on there, just to, that'll do. So I'm just gonna, only I've got to put it on first before I put it in the cowl, otherwise it won't go in. Everything is a very perfect fit. So that goes in there, and that just leaves enough room for it to spin. Okay, now this comes forward on the shaft, but it won't come off. Hi guys, made a little bit more progress on the Pfalz. Let me show you what I've done. I've fitted the radio gear. I fitted the pilot. I fitted a scarf around the pilot. Fitted the machine gun, which is a Spandau. Fitted the motor and 7-cylinder engine. Haven't fitted the wheels yet. I'm not sure I want to use them. They're about the right size, but they're a bit ugly. Yes, so I've got the engine which spins, as you can see, with the prop. The prop is painted, of course. I like painted props. It still balances. If it doesn't balance, you can just add a little bit more gold to the tips till it does. But that's just print out cardboard front and back. So jobs left to do are the rigging, the wheels, bottom hatch. Still haven't got around to making one of those yet. Motor flock cut off. Here we go. Plenty of beams. I'm guessing it's going to cruise around on something like half or quarter throttle even. Obviously they don't come off in flight, that's all that matters. There we are. So wheels done. So I'm just doing the rigging wires. It's looking rather spectacular with the rigging on. I like to cut the tails off as I go because it's easy to thread the wrong tail or something. It's too little tension, so I can pull it up from there. It's okay. Right, that's the rigging done. I know the modern way is magnets, but this has just got a sliding bar in it. Sits on a couple of rails that I put in there, and there's a little sliding thing like that. So what I do, that goes like that, and then that goes in there like that, and I just push it down, bring that forward. So I've got half of my sliding rail under the front, half the sliding rail on the back. Really solid, not going anywhere. And there we are, there's a hatch. There it is, one Pfalz E1 by Sarek. 30-inch, they do a laser kit. Anyway, this completes the final part of the build. Next one's going to be, in this series, is going to be the maiden flight. And fingers crossed it all goes nicely. Pretty little aeroplane. I like it. So thanks for following along. We're getting up to 2,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. I can't believe that. Thank you all you guys who have actually hit the subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm and promotes the hobby, which is what we want. Yeah. See you up on the field, guys. Oh, hit the like button as well. That also helps with the algorithm. I'm just going to make myself a little tray to support it so I can change the battery easily out of good old artboard. So just going to make something up, and then I can edit this video. And so I'll see you in the next video.